So much is at stake during this game, I don't even need to sell it. But, Joy, who has more at stake, the Cowboys or the Giants?
Absolutely the Giants. First of all, they're coming off a loss to the Lions, so they need a bounce back. You don't want to have two L's in a row. You need this division win badly, and you need it to stay in the playoff race. So just from a pure football competition perspective, the Giants need this win more than the Cowboys do. Now, obviously, the Cowboys would like to get this win in primetime on Thanksgiving. Jerry Jones doesn't want to take this L to the New York Giants, but where they're positioned right now, the Giants, this game just means more to them to stay in the playoff race, and you don't want to have a loss to the Cowboys. So.
2-5, how you feel about this one? You played on Thanksgiving several times. Giants, Cowboys, more at stake.
I'm going to say the Cowboys. You can't go and beat the second best team in NFC and then, 40-3, and then go to the Giants and lay an egg? No. You got to learn how to win, right? When I say that is, you go have a big win like that, sometimes teams get too hyped. Oh, you see what we did? Next week, they're flat. No, put stacked wins together. So you put a big win like that, 40-3, you got to come play another good team, right? And that's a divisional game, and do the same thing. I don't know
at least 30.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying 40 points, but at least showcase that y'all the big dogs, because we all know them boys in green in Philadelphia are the main dogs in the NFC. You already know that.
Show, it's every show. Ignore it the first time. Pay attention to it.
I play for the other two teams, football team. I can't say Commanders. That's hard. That's weird. Football team and the Giants. But I'm the complete opposite of Joy. Yeah. I feel like for the Cowboys, what Shady said, this is a must. They have to repeat these wins, right? You can't go and blow a team out that is one of the favorites and then come back against the Giants, division opponent, on Thanksgiving. Obviously, you're still trying to court OBJ. Like, you got to do this. For the Giants, they would like to get this win because this year, just like I mentioned the Jets, no one thought the Giants were going to be in this position right now, too. So this would be, if they keep stacking wins, it's a luxury because, again, they're still building for the future. So for the Cowboys, it is vital, not just to win this week, but to win impressive. I think it's a big deal.
I almost think, Joy, it's like, are the Giants playing with house money and the Cowboys playing with real dollars of their own? To Will's point, nobody really anticipated that the Giants would be in this position. 7-3. Right. Saquon is healthy. Bounce back year, balling. Daniel Jones is at least playing competent. He ain't putting the team on his back, but he's playing competently.
Better than usual.
Better than usual. Like, if the Giants are 7-3 and go to 7-4, we'll be like, they lost. But if the Cowboys lose, and most importantly, if Dak Prescott are inconsistent, now I got questions. Right. Against the Packers, Dak was like, question. Well, I'm thinking about it, Will. The Cowboys go as Dak goes. Jerry Jones said that.
I agree.
We all agree with that.
I said it too,
But he's played 5 games this season, if I'm not mistaken. He's 3-2. He's had 2 bad games, Packers and Bucks. He had an okay game in my mind against the Bears, okay, because he threw a terrible pick. That undermines an excellent game. But he had an excellent game against the Vikings, and he played very clean and solid against the Lions. So I just want to see Dak Prescott be consistent. That's where I lean in with you, Shady, is like, yo, you can't win by 40, come back at home with now probably 40 million people watching, and then take it.
It's who you beat by 40. Yeah. That's the big deal.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, it's telling me the Vikings were a big deal to beat. So they're not now? Is that what it is? It wasn't a big win?
You're saying it was a big win because
I'm saying because they beat Minnesota by 40.
That makes it even bigger.
They beat a contender by 40.
Okay. You weren't
Yeah, no.
I was throwing shade. I mean, I agree with what you're saying from an expectation standpoint. We have more expectations of the Dallas Cowboys this year than we do of the New York Giants. So there's more pressure on the Dallas Cowboys to win. Yeah. And to your point, coming off of that big win over the Vikings, they take it off TV. It's so bad that, you're going to come down a little bit. Like, that's just what teams tend to do. And this Giants team is coming off of a loss. They don't want to put 2 L's together. But I think that if you're really looking at house money, the Cowboys are in a better position right now than the Giants. Now, I don't think they should take that for granted, and we will be much harder on the Cowboys if they lose this game than we are going to be on the Giants.
I am.
But that's to Will's point. We just don't have the expectations of the Giants this year. They're overachieving. The Dallas Cowboys will be underachieving if they lose this game.
Shady, I'm going to derail this conversation for a second. We played together in Dallas on Thanksgiving. I think what would be interesting for the viewer at home, what's different about the Thanksgiving game? We played there in Dallas. We won. Mark Sanchez was our quarterback. I think 30-6. Fact check me, Andy. I think we won like 30-6. What is different about the Thanksgiving game? Cowboys have lost 3 consecutive games on Thanksgiving. What makes that game different?
Real quick, the gobbler player of the game. You know who got that?
I would assume you, Shady.
I was going to say that. I'm sorry. So I just think that game. No, first of all, everybody's at home watching the game. That's super cool about it.
Right.
At first, I didn't like it. Like, man, I can't eat Thanksgiving with my family, my kids, my parents. But then you're like, hold up. We're going to be the only game on TV in Dallas, right? And then if we win, we can do whatever. So
Is it more nerve-wracking?
no, it's fun. Everybody's at home watching. No, I think it's super fun. I loved it. And it depends what type of player you are. If you're a player that loves the competition, you love the spotlight, right? Big moments, you'll love that game.
Will, let me take it to you for a second. Dak Prescott, you're a defensive back. You know good quarterback play. You know bad quarterback play. You played with Aaron Rodgers. You practiced against Aaron Rodgers. Do you need to see Dak be more consistent? What can he prove to you in this game?
I think this has to be a game where he truly takes over. Because in the situation, so I did play against Dak, and watching film, it's like he's a good quarterback, but we trying to stop Zeke.
Yep.
He's a good quarterback, but we trying to stop this run game.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, God, thank you for saying that.
no, but it's the truth.
There's a God in this world. I say that every week.
It is not me.
Hold on. I'm not cutting you off.
No,
Dave, you hear this? It wasn't me. Somebody else has eyes, too. So.
Yeah, he got to truly, like, be the guy to show up where it's like, look, I'm just going to handle it. And you mentioned Aaron. I also play with number 4. I also play with him, too.
Oh, yeah,
so
right,
we
yeah.
knew going into games, like, regardless if we can't run the ball or not, like, we got a dude back there who's just going to go ahead and shred the defense if we need it to be.
Real quick, before we go to break, Will, I got to call you out on something. He made some great points. Will, eventually you're going to have to get shady because you're 1-3 against him in his career and your career, by the way.
Not what my team was.
Man, look, he one-on-one right now, though, baby. He's on it today. Whoa.
And that is all that matters.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.